welcome to Homes with Baron. Okay, so in this channel, I'll be focused on analyzing upcoming property launches and sharing property insight. So if you found this video useful, do leave your comment. It helped me know what topic you like to see in future video. And also not forgetting, follow my channel. Alright, usually it covers about 50%. If you want to know more, you can always DM me and I can share with you more detailed and comprehensive finding. Alright, today we are going to talk about ZYON GRAND. In case you don't know where is ZYON GRAND, it's actually located to Great World City and just right above of Havelock MRT. And this one is developed by CDL and Mitsu Fudosan. Okay, total there's 3 blocks, 2 are residential and 1 is service apartment, and it covers like 1+ study, 2 5-bedroom penthouse. Total units 706, and this development is going to TOP in 2030, subject to changes. All right. If you love the convenience and the river there, then this place is really for you. Okay, so let's look at the unit mix. All right, the first one is 1 bedroom plus study, so 59 units, and 2 bedroom, that's about 33% of the development, and 3 bedroom is about 41% of the development, and lastly 4 and 5 bedroom cover about 17%. So this development main focus is 3 bedroom and 2 bedroom, right? And if you look at the site plan, you can see that there's 2 blocks, which is 3 and 5. That is a resident tower, and each level there's only 6 units, right? It's good, not a lot of neighbors, and the orientation is north-south facing, right? And the design is quite good because there's only like 1 block, 2 block, 3 block. It's not faces each other, okay? And of course, if you have seen the facade already, it's really very elegant, and I think in 2030 this development might outshine the rest in terms of the design and facade. All right. The master plan is quite interesting to me. I mean, in few years ago when I served buyer, in that location, I realized that when they want to buy that location, is really because it's already matured, as like it is the heart of Singapore, right? But again, there's not much to choose because majority are small development. Okay, and they are all very close to each other, right? Currently, people who are buying now is no longer paying for the convenience, right? They are more likely paying for the next stage of growth in that area. It seems to me that the whole area is going through a major infrastructure upgrade. Okay, look at the master plan. Before 2023, beside Great World City Food Center and a few shophouses, there's really nothing much. Okay, in 2024, opening of new Baru and commercial space at Rive. In that area, it become more lively. The first one I compare was Rive, is TOP in 2023. And for this, it's quite nearby, just like across the street, all right? And based on transaction, right, over the past year, the average PSF is about $2,919, okay? Yeah, so the River Green, that one is TOP around 2030, going to be same like this current development. And it's one of the most recent launches, all right? But it's not a perfect comparison, right? Since that development is at River Valley. So, but they are just like a road away or maybe less than 300 to 400 meters away. So therefore, I thought it was good that we can take that as a reference point as well. So based on 6 months, right, the highest PSF achieved was around $3,591. And with an average of about $3,121. So if you look at it, indeed, there's a price gap different because River Valley and ZYON Road, after all, is still a different district. Okay, so guys, if you like my channel, please follow and support me and share me what are the things that you want to know. I will take note and I can always share with you on the next video. All right. So I also take a launch, a post-launch to compare. It's not really nearby to begin with, but they got almost the same connectivity like MRT. It's quite direct access. All right. And that location is actually in OCR. All right. So I'm taking like OCR and RCR to compare. And to my surprise, the OCR PSF reached as high as 2779 PSF over the past 6 months. That means the highest transacted was 2779. I wouldn't want to name the development. So again, we come to the point that why buyer, they will need to think and factor that might affect on their decision. All right. So ZYON Grand is like in between of River Valley Road and King Seng, right? So if you're familiar with that, at certain hours over there, it will be quite heavy in traffic. So for that, right, some certain level might not be more favorable to the buyer. And some buyers are so sensitive with noise, they might want to avoid, right? But I would think that because it's a very high-rise building, then you most likely have to take high-rise if you are very concerned on this. And of course, staying there might not have a lot of neighborhood feel. After all, you are on the side of all majority are private property, right? So there's a mixture of different demographic like tenants, right? Yeah, and of course, lastly, some buyer may prefer district 9, 10, 11, right? Which could be one factor influencing their decision making because this is district 3 after all, right? Decision. There's also attribute like why the buyer love this development and wouldn't want to miss it, right? So I guess the first thing first is lifestyle, right? A short walk you can lead you to Singapore River, and even you can walk all the way to MBS. I don't think it's quite far. And of course, you're surrounded with all the upcoming infrastructure enhancement, right, in that area, which is, I think, that is something that you only can see it later part, right? For now, you thought that you are buying the value of that area, and most likely you will not see any big increment. But I don't think so with all the upgrading in the infrastructure in that area. Okay. Of course, secondly, I believe is the price factor, right? Price is always the factor of any purchase, right? But after the finding, right, indeed there's a price gap between the RCI and CCR. Like just across the street, there's a price difference already. And for that, I think that if you are paying an RCR price and get the same attribute in that area, like in the CCR location, it's quite rare opportunity to come by in that area, right? We also have to take note because this one, the highest level is at 62. And for this reason, if you go higher floor, and most likely the price you're paying for can be around the same or above the CCR rate, but I guess it's worth it because like 高高在上, and also you can see all the view, which is quite guaranteed. I don't think there's a lot of development coming out in the near future. Looking at the master plan, most of the land array occupied by the development. Lastly, I felt that there is a very strong investment potential here. Because if I believe that anyone who recognizes the value will not want to miss this opportunity, right? Especially since we were next to all the changes in that area, right? So most likely you will see in 2030. My final verdict, I would say that if you look at the bigger picture with the price, location, and the Versace design, which is, I think that is something I value it as well. It's a very standout factor in that area, right? Of course, you also going to that whole estate is going through a major infrastructure upgrade, and it's an opportunity that I think you shouldn't miss, especially at this moment. There's a lot of launches happening in that area, and this will give you give the buyer more advantage, right? And you're not just buying a unit there. I guess you are investing in a location that becoming more connected and convenient, and more desirable by then, 2030. Okay, so that's it for today. Please help me share and follow my channel, and it keep me motivated. Like I say, this is not the full picture of the finding. So if you want to know more, you can always DM me. And of course, this video is for information purpose only. All right, the market condition will change time to time and without any notice, right? So thank you.